is another video with EFSA, the European Federation of Sea Anglers. Today I'm talking to Alan, one of the organizers of the EFSA Boat and Line Class Championships 2026. Yeah, hi Alan, how are you?
Hey, afternoon, Marcus. Well, thanks, and yourself.
Yeah, all very good, all very good. Yeah, let's talk about the Boat and Line Class Championships in Struisbaai. Now, so where exactly are they and how do anglers get there?
Struisbaai is about 215, 220 kilometers up the coast from one of our main cities, Cape Town, where the anglers would fly in. They have an international airport, so the anglers could fly into Cape Town. They could rent a car or any vehicle they would need for their luggage and that. It's about a 2.5 hour drive up the coast from there. It's a beautiful drive, very scenic along the coast.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful, we won't call it a village because it's bigger than a village, and there's some beautiful homes there. So the people living there wouldn't be happy if I called it a village. But it is also right next door to a place called Orgullis. And Orgullis is the southernmost point of Africa.
Oh,
so we have
perfect.
we have our two oceans that meet there, which create obviously quite an updwelling and bring in the bait fish and attract the fish to that area. But being the southernmost point, it also attracts the wind.
Mm-hmm.
And as we know, you can organize as much as you like for fishing, but you can't control the weather.
Yeah. I guess that's why we're coming to you during your summer as well. So what is the program and how many days are we fishing?
Well, the guys, we're going to have the meeting and that on the Sunday and the opening evening. We've got 5 days of fishing, 2 days of line class. The line class is 6 kg nylon that the organizers will provide for the anglers in the goodie bag when they arrive.
So how many meters will that be? Sorry to interrupt you. How many meters?
There's 600 meters on a spool, and we'll give each angler a spool. You won't need more than 600 meters of nylon.
Okay, perfect.
And if an angler requires more, we will have some extra ones for them to purchase.
Perfect. So 5 days fishing, the usual split. I take it 2 days line class and 3 days open. Yeah.
That's correct. That we would like to do the line class on the first 2 days, if the weather permits. Obviously, fishing the lighter line class, you'd like to have the nicer weather days to allow the anglers the benefit of the light line to fight the fish in that and not let them battle in tough conditions. Okay. So we'll work on that and hopefully get that. The 3 open line classes, if I can, I would not go heavier than 40-pound braid for the open class. You don't need heavier than 40-pound braid for those 3 days.
Yeah. Good stuff. So I guess even for us, especially for us Europeans, so what species are we after and how do we best catch them and what's the bait?
Look, we're very blessed that for us, it's obviously species we catch, but for many of our fellow EFSA family members that are coming for the first time, these are all going to be new fish for you. These will all be personal bests. It doesn't matter what size. It'll be the first time that you catch it. We'll be we get a fish that we call a yellowtail. We get cob. We get a beautiful red fish called a Miss Lucy. We get red Romans. We get blue Hottentot, black Hottentot. Our Hottentot fish are very similar to the bream that you would get in Weymouth.
Yeah.
We get gurnards. You guys have caught gurnards. Ours is just a different gurnard family. We get what we call the red stembrass. Where I live, we call it the copper stembrass. That is in that water and that as well. Not as big as up East Coast where I am, but they are abundant down there in the smaller sizes from sort of 8 kgs to 12 to 15 kgs.
From there, I like that.
So I think we're looking at our list at about 22 species for the anglers to catch. But there's some beautiful fish there that the guys will catch. Obviously, size and in presentation, in looks, we've got some beautiful looking fish. They're
Okay,
not
cool.
dull. They've got beautiful red colors in them.
Yeah. No, great. I'm so looking forward to that. So what's the sort of bait we're getting?
You guys will be provided with sardines and what we call chokka, which is your squid. Each angler will receive enough for each day. You won't need to purchase any more bait. We would have if, but as per the EFSA rules, the bait you get
Yeah.
issued for the day.
Yeah.
That's your requirements. It'll be enough. We will allow you to use a piece of slice bait. The fish will obviously be bled, killed, and you can then use it for slice bait.
Hmm. Okay, cool. Oh, great. Yes. So, sounds brilliant. And a question that is related to that. So your rules say we mustn't be do lure fishing, but are things like muppets and attractors permitted on the line to
Yes,
go with the bait?
definitely. You will need muppets and you will need beads. We don't really use anything else as attractors and that here, but your Muppets definitely, and the beads, the same yellow bead you would use for the bream in
Hmm.
Weymouth works by us. The red and black bead, the Muppets, a luminous Muppet and a red Muppet works well by us. We've taken because of our South African bottom fishing, where we don't allow the jigging and the perking in our
Yeah.
tournaments. That's why we asked for compensation not to allow it in this tournament.
Okay, yeah, perfect. And again, so kind of related to that, a question about so with a bunch of anglers, we had a discussion about like circle hooks, I guess permitted. Is there
Yes,
any restrictions on it's single hooks? Is the question? Do you have any restriction on single hooks?
no, single hooks for the two line class days. For the open class days, you can fish two hooks.
Yeah,
And EFSA rules allows an offset circle hook.
yeah,
South Africa, we don't allow an offset circle hook, but we are fishing an EFSA tournament.
yeah. Okay,
So offset circle hooks are allowed. And J
okay,
hooks, your normal J hooks. We fish
perfect.
a
Yeah,
lot with circle hooks in South Africa, but
yeah,
always tell the anglers if you prefer J hook, don't change.
yeah,
Stick
yeah.
to what works for you.
Yeah, yeah. I personally fish quite often with what they call a semicircle. It's sort of
Yeah,
a between. It's not fully circled up, but like a
yeah,
semicircle. Because I find that some of our fish, like dogfish, don't swallow that much. It hooks a
yeah.
bit earlier, and you can get it off quickly. Yeah, but that's brilliant. That's good. That's good to know. So what is the ocean ground like? Will it be very snaggy where we're fishing?
Yes, it will. We'll be fishing where the yellowtail are. It's quite a big reef structure that comes up from deepish water to shallow, and they like reef. All our fish are reef fish, basically.
Mm.
So they're around big structure. For certain species and times, the boats will be drifting, so there will be a bit of snagging. And as the day goes on, and the boat skippers are looking for various species for the anglers, they will put an anchor down, and the anglers will fish on anchor.
Hmm.
You won't be fishing in extremely deep water, not like Norway and that. You won't go deeper than sort of 60 meters. A lot of your fishing will be done between 10 meters up to 30 meters.
So I reckon like weights will be something between 100 and 300 grams for that sort of fishing.
Yeah, yeah. For us, that's probably about right. We work, obviously, by us, we work in ounces. So anything
Yeah.
from a 6 ounce to a 12 ounce weight.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. All right. So, and that because we're fishing over snaggy ground, but not just because of that. Is there a tackle shop in Struisbaai that we can replenish whatever we lose during the week?
Yes, yeah, there's a tackle shop there in Struisbaai that will have a lot of tackle in. We are going to organize closer to the time a guy that makes weights at a good price, and once we have all the entrants from all the anglers, we'll get an idea of what weights the anglers are looking for and make
Okay.
sure we can get them at Struisbaai for them. So it's at a better price than what they would pay at the tackle shop to
I
try
love
and
it.
save them.
Uh, I love it. Would there be even like a push it a bit further? Will there be somebody selling traces as well, like they did in Norway? The traces that you actually use there.
Look, I'm sure on a request we could get somebody. It's not something we've sort of thought of, but If there was a request for somebody to make traces, I'm sure they could.
Okay, yeah. I mean, again, just while throwing it out there, again, if people watch the
Yeah,
video and I
yeah,
think, oh, it might be a good idea, get a bit of an order together and send it here, that would be nice. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So, what is the scoring system that we're using?
Well, we're using the as you would understand the EFSA scoring system, the percentage on the boat, the angler with the most points will get 100% and then divide it down. And we've worked it that you'll get X points per species, and then we'll allow you of certain species 10 of that species, and then that card is full, and then you'll go to the next species. So
Okay.
you'll need to catch species and volumes of those species.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
that extra point, we're not making it a big gap, but for the species point, so that you can't have somebody that luckily catches a fish that not many other people catch, and those species points just put him too far away for other anglers to catch up to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Okay. No fun.
And we're also giving bonus points for line class fish. So a line class for a fish for us on the 2 line class days would be a fish over the line class breaking. We want
Yeah.
to acknowledge that angler for
Will
his
that be weighed on the
capabilities.
boat, that fish, or will
On,
it?
on
Yeah.
It'll be worked on a measuring system,
Okay.
and we have a calculation for on that measurement will be on that scorecard for the angler, so
Hmm.
he'll know if he's caught a yellowtail and it's, as an example, 80 centimeters on the boat, he's going to get a line class bonus points.
Okay. Super. Right. Yeah.
Because you want to reward the anglers that can land the fish over the line class.
Yeah. 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 So the angler that shows a bit of skill, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So what awards will the winners get?
We've got medals and trophies for the anglers, and we have managed to secure some lovely prizes and that too for the sections. So obviously it'll be the executive teams, national teams, and then the top 10 individual anglers, lady anglers, and we've allowed for junior anglers, although we very seldom get them,
Mm.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we have allowed for medals and trophies for the juniors as well.
Okay. So super. So really great. So where do people stay in Struisbaai?
Struisbaai's got some beautiful bed and breakfast accommodations. There's not many hotels as such. A lot of it is guest houses and self-catering. There's quite a few big self-catering homes. It's not a big town, so you don't travel big distances to get from your home to the venues and to the harbor where the boats will be launching. It's really a beautiful, beautiful little place.
Okay, well, sounds great. So I've booked with a bunch of anglers into our house that we're staying in when we're at Struisbaai.
Fan-
Okay.
Fantastic. And you'll see it'll be reasonably priced as well.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. No, absolutely. So how many anglers do you expect?
Expect or hope.
Yeah, hope.
We're hoping we're hoping to get 100 anglers. We've
Okay.
had a very good response so far from our EFSA family, which is fantastic. But we're obviously hoping to get about 100 anglers. We've secured enough boats and skippers to allow for that. If we get more, fantastic. But we're hoping to. The more we get, we would love to show our hospitality and our South African to our EFSA family.
Okay, fantastic. So a bit of a combined question now that I'm asking. So are there not how many, but are there plenty of restaurants that people can eat and go out? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's a few restaurants, some lovely seafood restaurants, pizza places, and that also very reasonably priced and that and good food. Outside of Struisbaai, there's also a couple of wine farms and that one could do if you're there a couple of days earlier, or if the weather batters us, we could go and do wine tasting and
Hmm.
enjoy some cheese boards and things like that.
Yeah. So sounds great. So in other words, there will also be activities for the traveling companions. So once we're
Yes,
out
yeah.
fishing, that they yeah. So
Yes, yeah, yeah. There's lots, and also the scenery for them to go and to walk to that southernmost point and see there's a shipwreck on the beach.
Yeah.
and the area and that. So there is a game farm not too far from Struisbaai,
Oh, yeah.
and like I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
I think there's 2 vineyards very close there that
Yeah.
we've been in contact with and are very willing in that to help us.
That sounds great. And now let me ask the question for anybody concerned. Is it safe down in Struisbaai?
Very safe, but I think safe is relative. I think anywhere in the world, if you're in the wrong place at the wrong
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
things can go wrong.
Yeah.
But Struisbaai is generally a very safe place. Cape Town is international airport. It's our mother city. The anglers, I wouldn't use public transport. Our taxis and that aren't safe. But if you're hiring a vehicle or something like that, or you've got transport organized,
Yeah.
then you're very safe. Get there. It's a small place.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody should be fine.
Okay. Fantastic. Yeah. Lastly, the last question. So when we're all in Struisbaai, who do we contact if we've got any questions?
There's a fellow angler of mine that you would have met, DP Berger.
Hmm.
He's actually got a home in Struisbaai, so he spends quite a bit of time there. So we can contact DP Berger.
Perfect. No, thanks for that. I'm personally really looking forward to that. So
Oh,
I will
we're
come back to
excited.
you anyway and arrange potentially with the 1 or 2 practice days as well out there. But
Yeah,
so even we're from Germany, we're expecting about 10, 11 anglers. So
fantastic.
it'll be massive for us. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, obviously, the week before is the EFSA big game, so we're
Yeah.
not too sure how many anglers are coming through to do both. It's great if you can because it's one set of plane tickets,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you get to fish 2 tournaments within a time period. But our priority is obviously the EFSA boat championships, boat and line. We're looking forward to hosting you guys, like I said earlier, to show you our hospitality. The EFSA family have been nothing but a family every time we visited one of the EFSA venues and tournaments.
Yeah.
So we want to reciprocate and give back.
Yeah, thanks for those kind words. Yeah, and kind words. Now, I'm absolutely, as I said, I'm also chuffed a bit that we can travel towards your waters
Yeah,
and hopefully have a bit a competition with the local anglers.
100%.
Yeah,
What the anglers must realize, our fishing is not technical. It's not fancy. Your beads don't have to be in a different sequence. There's no booms required. It's
mm,
simple pasta noster rigs.
yeah, yeah,
One up, one down, 2 up. Very simple fishing.
yeah, yeah,
We don't have a lot of stuff on the leaders and hooks. It's either a bead or a small muppet, and that's the thing. We don't overdo our rigs and that. It's very simple fishing.
Okay.
We will be there also a couple of days before the tournament, so I'm available. DP will be there for anybody that's there and needs to talk and go through some tackle. We'll sit together. We'll have a glass of good South African wine and discuss, and we're there to help.
Yeah, great.
Like I said, everybody's been offered and given us the same respect at each other venue.
Yeah, yeah, I like the sound of that. No, yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing you back in South Africa then in Struisbaai. Yeah.
Fantastic. Looking forward to it, Marcus. And you guys you'll have a good time. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful part of our country.